Everyone, I'm Kim with Abundant Life Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me for another Mystery Mystic Musings. This is a revisit to Ariana Taylor's case, and she is in fact still missing. And I was asked to do a follow-up reading. You know, those who are new to my channel know that I don't always do follow-ups right away. I like to allow for things to unfold, you know, just trusting that, you know, things will unfold the way they unfold, right? But there were some things that came up that even kind of raised my intuitive, like, you know, I don't know, antennas, if you will, and had me at times uncomfortable. So I'm going to go ahead and do a follow-up reading and go from here. Let's get started. Let's just get to it. So, Spirit, what are the motivations and intentions? What were the motivations and intentions behind the search party videos that appeared to be recorded and allegedly recorded by Ariana's baby's father's uncle, his uncle? Okay. Now, other people were in these videos, and I'll just say there were moments where I felt uncomfortable. Okay, so remember the question. What's the motivations and intentions behind these videos? They were initially posted on Facebook, then they were taken down. But you know how, you know, YouTubers and people roll, they screen grab the video and now it's for the whole world to see. So here we are. The swamp card indicates to me that some of the motivations and intentions, you could either look at it two ways with the swamp card. Okay, you could look at it, oh, he's trying to, he and the people that were in the video are trying to go through all this murkiness, this, you know, sludging through and trying to you know, figure out what happened to her, where she may be. But others could look at this and say, maybe I'm trying to mucky up the situation, you know, for whatever motivation, okay? And then we have weapons. Weapons was interesting to me, right? Because this is about muckiness and murkiness surrounding something that can harm a human being. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to zoom in like that on you. So what is that? So to the question of what were the motivations and intentions, I am getting to mucky up something to cover up evidence, a weapon, or to find such things in the swamp. What I'm not seeing, and let me pull my tarot deck out, but let's see. Is there, Spirit, was there any other reasons, intentions, or motivations? The Lovers, okay. So for some who are in those videos, and that could be close relatives or friends, like her dad was there, there's a genuine love, okay? There's a genuine love and a wanting to find Ariana. We have Three of Cups, Six of Wands. Okay, that's interesting to me. So, Three of Cups. There were times where music was playing. Now, it could have been the ringtone, but I don't know. It just was a little odd to me. Like at times it felt almost like, as opposed to a search, that's what I mean by like showy and like demonstrative. And let me show you that we're doing this. It felt almost too jovial for the occasion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who else watched these videos, but that's how it felt to me. And that felt uncomfortable. I'll just say uncomfortable. Six of Wands. Oh, I'm here. Look at me. Look at me is what the Six of Wands is saying. Look what I'm doing. Look how much I care. Look how much I love her. But meanwhile, there's something else going on with the intentions there. There's something else going on with the intentions. And I don't know, y'all. Like, it just didn't sit well with me. That's what I will say. I don't know. I don't know. This card jumped, and I guess I'm going to put it down because I'm looking at it. Let me zoom back out. It's the R word. It's rape. Like, in this context of this question, what this is speaking to me is that someone is really taking from this situation, benefiting from someone's pain when I see the rape card, okay? Like, benefiting from someone's pain. And that also feels uncomfortable to me. Let me know your thoughts about that. So, yeah. I'm just going to leave it at that. But there was definitely this energy of, I'm here, you know, look at me, look at what we're doing. Also, look how much I care about her, look how much I love her. Meanwhile, there's something going on over here with the swamp and the weapons card. Now, again, someone could look at this all and say, you know, they really care. Yeah, they may be a little bit showboaty and a little bit putting on for folks, but they're out here trying to figure out what may have harmed her. Okay, so we're going to play devil's advocate. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Moving on to the next question. What was the nature of Ariana and her baby's dad's relationship? Okay, so we have the Empress, Eight of Pentacles, King of Wands. What was the nature and extent of their relationship? Healing family issues, make a decision, let go of control issues. So it was a mixed bag. And the Empress came out sideways, okay? So we got the Empress, Eight of Pentacles, King of Wands, healing family issues. On the table was also needing to make a decision, let go of control issues. Someone really just having a lot of control over a situation, over the relationship. Could it have been Ariana? Maybe, maybe not. Could it have been her baby daddy? Perhaps. There's a lot of information floating around on whether or not, you know, I can't tell whether or not they were together or not. I've had baby fathers situations, so I know sometimes you're with them, sometimes you're not. I understand that dynamic, and I really see that here with the Empress and the King of Wands. But at times, is sideways, and so one or both of them were faced with having to make a decision. Do you go ahead and heal your family, healing family issues? You know, create a nurturing, loving environment. Do you go ahead and put in the work for the relationship or not? They were at a crossroads when this all happened, okay? So the Empress, just so you all know, represents around this time period. So Empress represents two time periods for me, April 21st to May 20th, and then also September 21st to October 20th. So for me, those could be significant times in their relationship dynamic. Maybe an anniversary comes up during that time, or maybe last September to October, that's when things really became like clear that a decision needs to be made. This is also Playboy energy. Now this could mean there's some level of going back and forth, infidelity, high sex drive, you know, but what's interesting is let go of control issues. What is that about? What is that about, Ariana? Let go of control issues. You know what? I'm going to pull from the Dark Mirror Oracle. So That was the nature and extent. I mean, it wasn't, I don't know if I'm picking. Now, sometimes King of Wands could pick up on some level of a tyrant or abuse with the let go of control issues sitting underneath it. Could mean that. But I don't know. I sense that there was some energy. Oh, we got masquerade again. I sense there was energy that one of them really wanted the relationship to work. Envious gluttony. Ugh. Something was consuming them. A decision needed to be made. Did one of them need to finally choose up and really choose to be engaged in the family? Were they beyond that? Was it time to move forward? Was maybe Ariana ready to move forward? And she made her decision that she was going to just let go and just see what, go on. But somebody's ego, King of Wands, was having a time with that. And then we have masquerade. What is masquerade about? To the question. Remember the question. What are the energies surrounding the nature and extent of their relationship? We've got masquerade. Who was masquerading? Who was wearing a mask? Who's wearing a mask now? This doting, loving partner. And then we've got envious gluttony. Envious gluttony. This situation, remember in the first readings I did, I was like, there's some sort of entanglement. Someone was either jealous of Ariana, or she may have been jealous at times, or perhaps it could have been her baby dad being jealous with this envious gluttony card. I'll be right back. I'm going to turn on a light. See if that makes it brighter. All right, so moving on. See, now we've got a glare. Better. So people are asking about whether or not there's like energy surrounding. Maybe she did come across, maybe, she was driving. Now remember, in my first part of the reading, I was saying I'm not getting the vibe that she was driving at the time. I could be 100% wrong, but that's not the vibe I'm getting at all. But people were asking about perhaps maybe she was driving. Spirit, is there any energies surrounding, where she was driving and she encountered a, what do you call it? Serial killer. Got local and con man and lawyer. Con man, that's interesting. That's interesting. Colorless angel. What are the energies, whether or not there's anything coming to that? The will in reverse. Okay. When I see the local card, it indicates maybe a serial killer locally, but I'm just not picking up on a serial killer being ultimately responsible. Now, I could be wrong. And we've got con man. I have in this deck a few killer cards, by the way, and one of which is a serial killer card. That did not come. Oh my God. Oh, it was underneath the deck. I was like, it didn't come up. Well, maybe it did. But then with the con man, I feel like it's more, again, a part of a ruse. See this map? See this? This mask. I'm sorry, it's like midnight that I'm recording this video. See this mask? Con man. This card came up, I believe it came up in her reading that I did not too long ago. Lawyer. And the will in reverse. This is a card that's speaking to me as a reader. And it's saying she wasn't driving. Yeah, She wasn't driving. And the will in reverse is like, you know how you have a negative and affirmative to answer a question. She wasn't driving. Now, again, this is a very convenient story that has taken off for the persons who are responsible. Okay? It's a very convenient story, but local is speaking to me like maybe someone very close to her in proximity, close to her in her everyday life. Okay? Someone who's coming across as one way but really another with the con man card. Someone who's heartless. Now that, that could be the makings of a serial killer. Like someone who does something like this, who's close to her and who's starting to get, a taste for doing these type of things, and heartless with this colorless angel in this context. So, but lawyer. This is someone who's pretending to advocate for her. Now, I will give you all this. Those who are in the camp that she could have encountered a serial killer. I will give you this. There is, in the videos, I guess there's a gentleman who, claims that he's done search parties before and he's come around and he's helped and he's here to help today. He's, advocating for missing people. Now that is kind of interesting to me. But again, have you heard of things like that are, it conveniently happened. This story can conveniently come about. Not to say it doesn't have any truth, not to say that, she didn't encounter such a person, but I can't ignore what I felt energetically in the first readings. But I also will give you all this. There's something to be said about that card and people's intuition with the serial killer card. But I really feel like it's someone that she wasn't driving. The wheel of fortune in reverse is saying that. And I also feel like it's just yet again using this opportunity to steer the attention away from them. It's someone who is pretending to really care about her, advocate for her, go hard for her like what a lawyer would be. But, and someone local and kin to her. We can pull another card and see if there's any additional insight, Spirit, about counseling. It feels intimate to me. Now, could it be that she... I don't know. We'll stop there with counseling. Confiding in someone. Telling them your secrets. Does she do that? Does she dare do that with someone who is approaching her to help her with a car accident? Maybe. Or is she more inclined to do this with friends or her lover or family members? I would say probably yes. Okay. That's what I'm picking up on there. Let me see if there's any other questions. I didn't want this one to be too long. Just wanted to ask some key questions. Okay, how about this? We're going to ask, just Spirit, give us just any other insights, maybe around the people she was hanging out with, or maybe you want to share about whether or not any of those folks in the video had anything to do with why Ariana is still not found. Suicide. Beach came up. This is another card that came up in the reading, in the last one that we did. Anything additional you want to say, maybe about the ladies? We've got Sun. Oh, Father. That's interesting. Oh. That's kind of upsetting. I'll tell you why in a minute. Lovers. Okay. Anything else you want to share with us about anything else? Because I think I can't wait to actually hear what you guys have to say about these cards over here. Gray hair color. All right, so let's just kind of go through these mess of cards here. We've got suicide. The beach card came up again. I think that's interesting. Move these over here. We'll talk about those separately. We got the son and father, right? Lovers. I find that interesting. Again, kind of affirming that this was an intimate situation. Lovers spat, lovers quarrel, lovers fight, fighting over someone, fighting for someone, jealous feelings consuming someone. I find it interesting that the father card and the son card came up. This speaks to a closeness to her. That ultimately led to, I hate to even say it, you know, when you think of this is a mode of passing on, right? No longer there. I sense that as time wears on, the fear is that people will say, she did this, she crashed, maybe wandered off into the water. Something happened to her, you know, on her own accord. She caused it. She drank too much. She ran off the road and in search to go down that path. But Spirit is saying, no, 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 no. Please understand that mountains is interesting with medium or gray hair color. But I feel like, look at this. This looks dyed. Could be someone with gray hair, but it also could be someone who likes to play around with hair color. It's just a mountain of just misinformation coming up. And the beach, I don't know if that represents sand or a beachy area that she potentially could be in. Hiding your true self. Who's hiding their true self? Perhaps the father. I know she has a child with the father of her child, so there's that. Who's hiding their true self? Was it her? Could be. But doubtful. Forgetting oneself. Let me see if there's any other decks. I guess I could pull a tarot. Is there anything else to say? Oh. The world in reverse. So, no doubt that this has turned everyone close to Ariana's world upside down. It's literally in reverse. This is about things not just having a tidy ending. This is also about a circle of folks, a circle of family, a circle of friends that has hit a point of no return. It's really sad when I look at it. Hiding your true self. There's an element of someone hiding who they truly are in this situation. This is a very intimate situation that it's not everything is what it seems. Not everything is what it seems, and to be careful about that. Someone who is very local to the area or local to the family. And we can, you know, maybe at some point explore more. If she isn't found in like a week or two, we can do a reading, but I'm sure there's other people who have done a fabulous job of exploring where she may be at, what, you know, clues are around to look for. I'm just energetically not picking up on it, and that's okay. And I'm not going to force it. If it came up in the reading, then that's what it does. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. And I'm not inclined to even specifically ask. Because honestly, I think what I'm picking up on here is that with each passing day, it's becoming more and more of a challenge, a mountainous feat to overcome. The evidence starts to fade or be destroyed. Hopefully they preserve the vehicle and not just, destroy the vehicle after a certain length of time, because there's probably critical evidence on the vehicle. And if they just treat this like, oh, she's responsible for her own passing or responsible for her own disappearance, then that is a travesty, because really and truly there was something very much not related to that caused this whole trajectory that they're on. Okay, so I don't know. I'm picking up on a lot of lover issues. Picked it up on the last reading, and it's more heavier to me than, say, what I'm picking up here on, a serial killer vibe. And we've got the forgetting oneself. Someone involved has really lost sight of who they are. They've really lost sight of who they are, and it's really sad. And I think they are going to have a very difficult time making peace with what has happened and transpired. So don't worry. There will be more and more information coming out, But this won't be a quick, swift journey to understanding all that's happened or what's happened. In fact, I sense that we're going to have an arduous journey of getting to the facts, because with each passing day, people are, coming up with more and more stories, moving evidence, trampling and destroying evidence, contaminating evidence, coming up with different stories to confuse the situation. And all the while is someone very close to her that set these things into motion. Okay, so I had wrapped up everything, cleared off the table, shuffled my cards, and then I realized I wanted to ask about the silicone dummy or doll that was near the scene of the crash, that was tightly wrapped up in a green blanket. And, the coroner came out on Sunday. I'm recording this, yesterday or the day after. And it was a trip. And it was just like, what in the world is going on in Gary? Because those dolls are very expensive. So it's just like, who would get their hands on such a thing? Was it not even related, could we get some inside spirit on the doll? Does the doll even have anything to do with Ariana? So we're going to ask that to round out the reading. I'll tell you in a minute. I'll look at the oracle. I'm not sure. I don't think so. But we'll double check. The silicone doll. Lake. Local came up again. Mental jail. What is that about? Fraud. Someone covering it up. Twins. Interesting. I'm just going to keep shuffling just to see. Man. Lovers. Vehicle. So let's talk about it so far. We've got the Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Six of Swords, moving something. I don't know how they would get their hands on such a thing. It's so weird. Jail, lake, secrets in that water. A lot of water coming up in this reading, coming up in other readers' readings. It's really interesting to me. Lake, local came up again. Mental jail, someone so close to the situation is in a mental jail over everything. Fraud. What is the fraud? What is the fraud here? We have twins, some sort of twin flame energy going on. Intense energies related to lovers. And we got vehicle. All this to say, I'm not really feeling like the dummy is really necessarily related per se, or it could be just a sick kind of joke here with the Ace of Pentacles, or somebody who just really didn't give it a lot of forethought into putting it there. This movement over water, this movement, this having to move from one space to another, to me is just saying this doll, this ruse, bought someone additional time. Someone who is trying to commit a fraud of sorts, trying to get away with something, with a criminal element. Trying to pass off something as one way, but it's really another, and there's illegal energy tied to it. I suspect that if it was like something really truly related to the serial killer, that the mental jail wouldn't come up. This could be someone who is, I don't know, related to the authorities, or has ties to police, or being jailed, or has family members who are, law enforcement. I don't know. The mouth being covered. Just, again, this menacing energy of needing to keep something secret, keep something submerged, keep something hidden and coming to view, moving something from place to place, place to place, place to place. That local card came up again, and I mentioned about it earlier being signifying somebody local, very, very, very local to that area, like within, 3 miles, 3 to 5 miles radius. Whatever happened to her was very local. And then now she's being moved from place to place. Remember earlier in the reading I did just this evening, we had the reverse Wheel of Fortune. And then I thought about it as I was cleaning up the cards and looking at the reverse World card. That's another circle, and it's in reverse. And it's just, again, Spirit is just indicating, be careful about this whole notion that she's driving. That's a fraud. That's a fraud. This is supposed to be kept submerged. As I look over lake, fraud, vehicle. Spirit is saying to not lose sight that there is a lover's element to all of this, okay? From her even engaging with this whole night, going out, being out, there, at the very least, there's a lot of negligence about something she was consuming that was toxic. And then there's also what happened to her. So I don't know, guys. I'm not really sensing that the doll was totally related. I could be wrong on that. I get more of a sense that this just bought time to allow people to move, or a person to move something from one place to another. Okay, we see that here. All right, for real this time, I'm wrapping up. I just wanted to ask about that because I was like, I was curious myself, and I know this has been in the minds of people, like, who would do this? I'm not sensing that it's totally necessarily related. Okay, that's what I'm sensing. I'm sensing Spirit has something entirely different to say about it. Like, forget about that. Move on. Time to move on. Focus on this instead. Get back to over here. All right, you guys, that's it. Much love to all of you. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.